Hey, how you doing? My name's Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. And I want to talk about something. All right, look. Everyone's talking about OpenAI. Everyone's going to be riding open. Everybody's going to be talking about AI generation because Google's coming out with their benchmarks. OpenAI started the opening ring, came out swinging. Claude just got beat the hell up, and I think they stuff out yesterday, and it just got beat up today. So everyone's gonna be talking about this, and all you have to know is that the sixth month of the year, which is usually the mid quarter for most companies, is coming to a conclusion, and everybody wants to push their keywords and their buzzwords to the front of people's minds, preferably stakeholders, so that cash flow can flow. Based on how the stock market and the S&P 500 reacted, I think it's working. But OpenAI has unveiled their new ChatGPT 4.0 Omen or something like that. It should be called Omen because it's bad. Don't do it. While I get that the whole ChatGPT is definitely part of the craze, and I am a fan of it, there's some very mixed language in here that makes me very curious about how they're pushing this and why they're making it free. This is definitely a strategic and a business move meshed together, and we want to get a better understanding of not only, I mean, there's a bunch of other tech places you can go to talk about the benchmarks and all the things that it's capable of doing. We'll probably go over some of those lightly. We do have some key videos in the browser, but I primarily want to talk about what it's trying to do, why is it becoming free, and what are the dangers that it presents to someone like you who would probably want to use this and do something with it. Let's start. OpenAI unveils new AI model as competition heats up. May 13th, Reuters ChatGPT maker OpenAI said Monday it would release a new model called ChatGPT 4.0. Is it O? No, it's not zero, it's O. Capable of realistic voice conversations and able to interact across text, images, and the latest move to stay ahead of in the race to dominate the emerging technology. New audio capabilities enable users to speak to ChatGPT and obtain real-time responses with no delay, as well as interpret ChatGPT while it is speaking, both hallmarks of realistic conversations that AI voice assistants have found challenging. The OpenAI researchers showed at a live stream event. It feels like AI from movies talking to a computer has never felt real, natural. For me, how does OpenAI CEO Sam Altman wrote in his blog post. We're gonna watch the first video. I think it's a minute long, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this doesn't sound like you. Okay. If you've seen the video and you know what you're about to see, now I want you to think about it like this. The reason why this video or these voices sound so natural is because they're flattering. I don't know how to explain this, but usually in conversation, when you try and ingratiate yourself with somebody and you're not really sure what to say, there are few social cues in the human capable bodies that we use, such as smiling, hand gestures, our ability to make eye contact, our ability to point at things that are within our vicinity, to use that to ingratiate ourselves to you. And when you take away those elements from a vocal cue, the word literally helps people do that. It gives people a feeling, and slight pauses a feeling of how a conversation should flow. But most importantly of all, this AI bot, I think, really wants to have sex with you, because the way it flirts with everyone on screen, like, it's just like, yeah, we get it, it's free for everybody, but I don't want your malware and all that disease stuff. It's mighty interesting, but let's get a closer look, shall we?
Hi, I'm Lillian, and today I want to do a small debate about between cats and dog. Which one do you like? I like dog because it's a great companion to humans. It's cute, it's loyal, and you can play outside with the dog. How about you, Ola?
Yeah, my name is Ola. I think cats are better because they're more affordable, they're more quiet, they're more independent, and they live longer.
Interesting points. Sounds like we've got a classic dogs versus cats debate here. I can see the appeal of both. Dogs are super loyal and great companions. But cats have their own charm with their independence and low maintenance lifestyle.
Who likes cats?
It sounds like Ola is more of a cat person.
And who
How
like
about the rest
dogs?
of you? Lillian mentioned she likes dogs. Anyone else here team dog?
So immediately, the things that they're using here to buy time is sort of like the team dogs. Like there is a sort of the pause and delay is amazing with this, but the ingratiation, it's really if from outside looking in perspective, this really does creep me the hell out because while it's saying stuff about stuff, it's not really saying much of anything. It's really just being used to document voice. But the fact that it can understand who's talking and who these four individuals are and be able to differentiate their voices is super impressive. Out of everybody in this photo, though, Ola, you need a break. I'm really concerned about Ola's health and well-being because, my mans, you're tired. And you need to clean your camera screen off. Good God. Somebody get Ola some PTO. But above all else, like, so this is a small feat that is very much capable. Note dictation is something that's been capable even through Teams and other Slack channels. You could even do this in the Discord. What makes this useful, though, is for tracking conversations because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're so used to doing recorded messages for team meetings and then trying to cipher through it to figure out what it is. So this would make for a great thing. And I'm calling it now. We always hear like 2 weeks from now that they're going to be like, oh, the benchmark or the demo that they did wasn't the real thing. Until we can get our hands on this is all impressive, but I can't take this serious. You can't tell me that none of these people are trained actors who are just being paid to respond accordingly or have a script in front of them. And while all of these things are just my skepticism keeping it to the front of my mind, it's very important that we get our hands on it. So then what do we have? Well, we do have the benchmarks for what everyone has been throwing out and how they plan on doing it. So the Copilot Cloud, the Parallax AI, the Character AI, the ChatGPT original, the Bing.com, and then Google Gemini, formerly known as Brad, all have their benchmarks stated up here. Microsoft backed OpenAI's faces growing competition and pressure to expand the user base of the ChatGPT. So this is a very important thing. This key line right here. Microsoft has given them a significant amount of money, and Microsoft plays a number game. We just saw Microsoft lay off 2 studios worth of people and transition a third to make their numbers emulate. And we also seen it with Sony PlayStation, right? Sony has Helldivers. They literally stripped all the people who couldn't buy in certain areas away from it, and I guarantee you they'll say if you want to have access to it, all you got to do is get a PSN, because showing network activity and people being onboarding new people onto your system that will lock them in is how you do it. And this is how they get you. They dangle the carrot in front of you, and when you're out of the hole, that's when they grab you. You're never gonna catch a rabbit any other way. Expand user base. ChatGPT's popular ChatGPT product that wowed the world with its ability to produce human-like written content and top-notch software code. At the livestream event, OpenAI researchers showed off ChatGPT's new voice assistant capabilities. In one demo, ChatGPT used its vision and voice capabilities to talk a researcher through solving a math equation on a sheet of paper. And when I was watching these demos, there was a lot of I don't know if it's poorly edited or just the ChatGPT or the GPT engine catching itself from saying some things. And I'm very happy to announce that they showed a lot of the bloopers. They showed a lot of the things that didn't work. The language medium doesn't really work when it's converting from English to another language. English is the prominent language to use on this, but the Mandarin wasn't very good. There was an Italian to Spanish conversion that wasn't very good, but it showed those things, and it showed that it had the capacity to grow from those things or learn from those interactions. OpenAI Chief Technology Officer Mira Morati said in the event that the new model would be offered for free because it's more cost effective than the company previously previous model. Paid users of ChatGPT 4.0 will have a greater capacity limits and company-free users than company-free users. So this key line right here is super important because we take one look over here to Business Insider. Big tech needs to get creative as it's running out of data to train AI models. Here are some of its wildest solutions. So this in context, and this is back from April 7th of 2024. We've long known that the singularity of OpenAI training on information it's putting out will eventually lead to the collapse of OpenAI. So in order for us to make sure that that doesn't happen, we have to continuously make sure that it doesn't cross its own barrier of learning stuff that it is putting out there, because we know that it has a wild ass imagination. It will make up fake case laws. It will make up fake solutions, and you can make it believe that 2 + 2 is 5. You can train it to believe that, and when you can do that, anything you want it to make, it will imagine or wildly exaggerate. So how do you get to the point where that OpenAI can get up-to-date knowledge, but you can't use the internet anymore? And the reason why they can't use the internet anymore is for the same reason that that chief tech CEO Mira was so flabbergasted when asked, how do you train this model? Do you just take videos off of YouTube? Because there's some copyright in that. Do you take these videos from authors? There's trademarks with that. Do you train this on things that people gave you permission to? Are you training it off of just stuff that you can see on it? All of these things have very murky laws that prevent them from doing this. So how best would you gain new information from people without worrying about consent or how you're aggregating the information? The answer is quite simple. You give it to them for free, and you bury in the terms of service anything you record, say, or do on ChatGPT is ours. It's ours and ours alone to use and do whatever we want with. And the fact that ChatGPT can now see things gives it real-time information. Along with their GPS coordination and the ability to track multiple cell phones alongside with other metadata, this makes an everlasting stream. This is the equivalent of having a live stream service on your phone for ChatGPT. And then there lies the issue I have with this, because it now stops it from just being a contained situation to now making it everywhere. If you're in public, and while there is no expectation of privacy, the expectation that you will be used to train a model should be something we question. Another look at some of the capabilities of this thing is here. This is the visual aspect of it.
Fine.
Hey there, it's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice. What's up with that ceiling though? Are you in a cool industry style office or something?
Well, can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video or maybe even a live stream.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal.
She rambles for days, and I think the rambling effect, and you see how he abruptly interrupted her, that's not a normal conversation. I don't usually there's ips and flows in conversations where someone will say, hey, you know what you're doing, and they're describing what they think I'm doing, and I'm like, all right, bitch, that's enough talking, let me tell you what else I'm doing. Like, they're trying so hard to impress us with something that is normal, when outside looking at it, there's nothing normal about this. I talk to people all day. I talk to patients all day. So they have a long way to go before I'm truly engaged. As far as I'm concerned, it's one of those weird things where I'm still in the mindset that when I call customer service, I still very much so want to hear a real person. Don't put no damn robot on the 000. Get me to an agent right now, right? I'm keeping you guys employed.
Judging by the setup, it looks like it's going to be quite the professional production. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is.
I'm intrigued.
And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about
His
me?
smile is creepy.
Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically about me as a part of OpenAI? You've got me on the edge of my, well, I don't really have a seat, but you get
Yeah,
the idea.
see, it's trying to be funny, cute, and all that shit. I don't need this. And maybe I'm just a straight up hater. Like, I don't need a robot to be real. I need a robot to be efficient and effective. There's very few, like, yeah, it's very cringe to me. I'm not really sure. And moreover than anything, I'm more concerned about what they plan to do. There's going to be a desktop version of this, so they're going to be able to. Are they going to have access to your files or anything that you allow it to have? The further question that pushes north of this for me is if I decide to put this phone out in public and just wear it around, and it can read on someone's shirt that it says OpenAI, will it be able to tell, like, oh, you're at a football game, and everyone you see there, like, how do you protect people who don't want to be part of your experiment? Because let's not cut corners here. OpenAI is still very much in its beta form. You feel me? It's a
Beta.
And if it's not something that is designed to protect people who don't want to be involved with this, there has to be some rules and regulation for this, because ostensibly what they're going to do next is give the ability to basically live stream information 24/7 into OpenAI and let it be the eyes and ears. And with this in collaboration, I'm pretty sure there's an AI API. If you want some easy money, go make the API for the Meta glasses linking up with the OpenAI chatbot, so it can record everything that you see just by wearing glasses. I've never understood this phenomenon with making robots human. I've never once picked up my calculator and wished that it told me 2 + 2 in a more sensual way. And just the way that this thing flirts with people is very off-putting. And it gives me fear that this is how they think people should be responding to you. Like, this isn't how normal conversations go. It's got a long way before it actually makes me feel comfortable enough. Like, 2 levels for this, right? For pictures and movies, I need to see a proficient image of Will Smith eating spaghetti without multiple fingers going into his mouth. That's for the image and setting. And then for the sound and the voice thing, 1, get Scarlett Johansson the fuck out of here. 2, if I would rather talk to a human being than talk to your AI agent while arguing about the fees on my plane ticket, that just lets you know how probably not prepared people are for this. But once again, there's enough people here that we want to do this. But so Microsoft funding them and giving them the money for this is them basically putting on the pressure, saying, hey, look, you need to make sure that all the information you need to gather and acquire is possible. You need to make this free to garner adoption, and then close it up. And a few people gave Elon praise because he said the OpenAI is an opening. The Sam dude made a reference to that. I don't think that was due to this. I think this is pressure coming from Microsoft saying, hey, the only way we know how to gauge if this product is garnering anybody liking it is if they'll use it for free, and then we see if we put a price tag on it, how many of those free people will stop paying or pay for it, right? That's how Microsoft does business, and that's why their $1 trillion business model is not because they're interested in making the OpenAI more free. But that's just my thoughts on it. I'm interested to hear yours. Like, share, subscribe. Skynet's on its way, baby.